While Macs have now more than 16% of the personal computer market, it is still a relatively niche platform. So when you have to access a Mac hardware for a short time or just do a few things, it's hard to justify buying one outright. But what if you could just rent one for a day or a month? There are numerous reasons why you would want to rent a cloud-based Mac rather than buying a physical system for yourself. The main customer market here are developers. If you want to develop an app for Mac, it's a tall order to own every applicable iteration of the hardware. You may need to test your software on older versions of Mac OS, or maybe you have to ensure that your software works on Apple Silicon when you are still rocking an Intel Mac Pro. Macs in the cloud are so commonly used for development purposes that most of them come preloaded with the most common development tools ready to go, though you still need to pay for your own software licenses. That's not to say that regular folks who aren't software developers don't have reasons to look into renting a Mac in the cloud. If you need access to an app not only runs on an older version of Mac OS, want to use it as a private way to browse or access a private computer for any web browser, then it makes sense. Of course, it could have been a different type of computer, but some people simply prefer Mac OS, and that's okay. There's also an argument to be made for using a cloud Mac to edit video or audio, though that's only going to work under ideal circumstances. There are probably plenty of niche reasons you might want to do this that I could never imagine if you had only known it was an option. How renting Macs in the cloud works. Just as you can with Windows or Linux computers, you can pay to have access to a Mac that's snugly nestled somewhere in the data centers that's hopefully not too far away from you. The exact terms and conditions of the Mac you'll be renting will differ based on the service tier and the specific company you're using. In some cases, you may only have access to the Mac for a certain number of metered hours per day. Some providers even offer you a daily rate, and you pay as you use the service. If you're using a Mac to host a server or otherwise need to be online all the time for longer than just a few days a month, expect to pay for that privilege. Cloud-based Macs come in two flavors, bare metal and virtualized. When you rent a bare metal Mac, there's a whole physical Mac in the data center that's all yours, for as long as you're using it, that is. Virtualized Macs are virtual machines, and there may be many of them running on the same physical hardware. These have their own advantages, including being less expensive and easy to roll back if something goes wrong. However, it's not the same as running or testing software or real native Mac hardware. Some Mac rentals give you all full administrative access. Others are managed, and you have to request anything that requires admin privileges.